program. This is module on Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. And this is lesson 3.1. In this video, we are going to look at how to use the different functions and features of Insert tab. So in the last two videos, we have seen what kind of features are there under the Home tab and under the File tab and how we can best use those functions. And I also told you that there might be some functions, especially in the home toolbar, which are very common, commonly used, and some of which might find a repetition in insert design transitions. Okay, so let's quickly look at some of these. So for example, the first one is new slide. When you say new slide, when you click on this, obviously you can add a new slide to this, right? So you can select a section header, you can select a title only slide, you can select a blank slide. So let's select one blank slide right now. Okay, so this is it. Now we have also seen how this particular function new slide operates in the previous video, so I'm not going to devote too much time on this right now. Now just imagine that, okay fine, we are inserting a text box here, fine, okay. Now just say that I am a student in the 7th semester, fine, as most of you are, and my marks are like this. My marks goes like this. So for example, in the first semester I have got let's say 80% marks. I'm a brilliant student. In the second semester I got, let's say, 82%. In the third semester I got 76%. In the fourth semester I got 70%. Fifth, again, let's say 81. Sixth I got, let's say, 85, and seventh I got, let's say, 82. So these are my marks, right? Now, tell me one thing. If I show this presentation to you with something like this, is it really beautiful? Can you understand each and everything about it? I suppose you cannot, right? So this is where, if you go to the insert function, this is where the table would be, very beneficial. So here we have marks, and here we have the semesters, and here we have the marks. And clearly there are how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus if we add one more row for the headings, we have 8 rows and 2 columns, right? 1 column and 2 columns. So we have to insert a table for 2 columns and how many rows? 8 rows, right? So this is how we insert a table here. Again, for most of you who have attended the courses on Microsoft Word, this would look very familiar, because everything is almost the same in the entire Microsoft suite. So how to insert a table, how to insert a video, everything remains the same in all of these tools, be it Microsoft Word, Excel or PowerPoint. So again, so having said that, as soon as you enter a table, there would be 2 additional tabs which would open automatically, which is design and which is layout. You can automatically select the templates. For example, if you really like a green colored table, you can just click on that green and you can start writing whatever you want to write. For example, I really like blue, so let me just start with blue. Okay, so I will write like this: semester and marks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, fine, and the marks are 80, 82, 76, 70, 81, 85, and 82, right? So don't you think that this looks much more attractive rather than just giving this without any tables or without any bullet points? Don't you think that it makes much more sense, right? It makes a lot of sense to actually represent the data in this particular format, right? So let's do one more thing. So let's just give it a alignment of middle alignment. So this is how it should look, right? It looks quite attractive. Now for example, you might want to point out which are the semesters in which I got the maximum marks. So clearly 85 and 82, these are the ones in which I have got the highest marks. So I will highlight this. How can I highlight this? By coloring it with a different color. So let's say by yellow. So I am clearly highlighting this, that this is the semester in which I have got the maximum marks. So I've highlighted this, right? Or for the lowest marks, for example, I can put a red color to this, right? So this clearly shows that highest marks and lowest marks, right? So this is how you can use a table. By the way, all the formatting for all the text, for example, how you can change the shape fill, how you can change the font color, how you can change the font size, everything remains the same. Everything remains the same, right? For the text, for the table, it remains the same. Even for the smart arts that we will see in the next video, it remains the same. So this is how you can use the table feature here. You can also insert an Excel sheet. Just click on Excel spreadsheet, and there will be an Excel sheet which will open up, right? So there will be an Excel sheet which will open up here. So this is the Excel sheet that is there, and you can directly type in whatever you want, and when you just double click on that, it will open up and you can type anything in that, right? So the benefit of having an Excel sheet attached with this is that you don't need to add any rows and columns manually. Plus you can also do a lot of calculations in here. Here you would not be able to do a lot of calculations, but there you in the Excel sheet you can not only format it like a regular table, but you can also do a lot of calculations on the PowerPoint presentation. So just imagine, on the Word and on the PowerPoint, you have the feature of embedding an Excel sheet, which is amazing. So you can do calculations on a PowerPoint Word, and you can do calculations on a Word document, which is really amazing. You don't have to open a separate Excel sheet for doing that, right? So this is for the table, right? So let's say I want to insert some pictures. Now there are two features here. The first is that you can insert a picture from a computer, or you can insert an online picture. I'll show both of them. It's very easy. It will take just, let's say, 2 minutes. If you want to insert a picture from, let's say, your desktop, this is how it will look like. So let's see, I want to insert a picture of San Diego University, right? So this is how it appeared. Again, as soon as you enter a picture, a new tab called Format will open, wherein you can use a lot of features. For example, you can correct this photo if you want. If you can make it light, you can change the color if you want. Let's say if you want to make it blue, you can make it blue. You can compress pictures, you can change the picture, you can add a frame to that particular picture. All these things are possible here, right? So again, Microsoft PowerPoint and Word, both of them are amazing as far as all these features are concerned. So this is how you can insert a picture. Just click on pictures. You can go to whatever folder your picture is stored in, and then you can just enter the picture, right? Fine. So again, so let's look at how to insert a picture online. So just click on online pictures. Microsoft's proprietary search engine is the Bing, right? Bing. You can search. For example, let's say San Diego University logo, right? Just click on this and you would get some San Diego State University logos. Let's say we want to insert this. So this is being inserted. See, downloading 101.5. So this is how you can insert any pictures online. Fine. Again, you can apply the same concepts here. You can, let's say, this looks very nice to me. I mean, this is really looking amazing, right? This is really looking amazing. Fine. So you can do a lot of artistic tools. You can add a picture border as well if you want. Let's say this is a picture border, right? You can do a lot of things. I mean, you have to check all this out for yourself. So this is how you can insert online pictures. You can also take a snapshot of any window that's open. This is clearly not necessary for the moment. You can add a photo album as well. So again, this is clearly not needed. All you need to do is just click on new photo album, enter files. For example, this is the first photo, and you can insert any of these two. Let's say this is the second photo. So let's say 1 and 2, and you can have, let's say, anyone. So this is how it would look like, and you can create. So basically there's a new photo album which will be created, and automatically it will be created, right? So this is how you can create a photo album using a PowerPoint presentation. Right now, our objective is not to use that. We will more focus on how you can create a presentation for, let's say, your project. So, for example, if you have to present your project findings through a PowerPoint presentation, what are the features that you can use? So, we'll deal more specifically related to that. So, this is how you can insert pictures, online pictures, photo albums. Okay. Now let's look at some of the other important things. So we look at, let's say, a text box, header, footer, word, art. We'll look at some of these three things. Fine. So let's start with the shape. As I've already told you in the earlier video, which was lesson 2, that we can insert any shape that we want. For example, we can insert a text box. This is a text box. We can insert any line. So let me just show you how to insert something and how to write something. So let's say that I have to create a flowchart. Step 1. After step 1, there is step 2. After step 2, there is step 3. So let me just show how to create it. Just click on any shape that you want. Let's say I clicked on rectangle. So let's click on rectangle. So this is step 1. Fine. And what we can do is we can create some arrows as well. So on the home page you can see arrows as well. So arrow, right? And what you can do is you can just copy paste the shape. Obviously you can change the dimensions, you can change the shape, you can change the size by just clicking here. You can change it, right? But let's just keep it very simple. So this is step 2. Now what you can do is you can also write something at the only proceed only after completion of step 1. So for example, if you have some instructions which need to be given, you can give the necessary instructions here, and so this is possible, right? Now again, so for example, this is the second step. Now if you want to have something like this, you can flip-flop so that it is not in horizontal direction, it is in vertical direction. You can do that, and you have a downward arrow, and obviously you can just copy paste this. So basically what you have come at is a flowchart. So this is how you can create a flowchart. Similarly, let's say if you have some points, so similarly you can add a lot of points. For example, point 1, point 2, point 3. So you can effectively create presentations. So let's say this is point 1, this is point 2, right? And this is point 3. So you can create this, and what you can also do is you can, let's say, create some borders. So this would require some creativity on your part. How can you best represent, right? So let's say I don't want any filling here. I just want an outline. So this is how you can effectively represent your ideas. So you would need a little bit of creativity about how you can effectively represent your ideas. So I just had 3 ideas in my mind. I could have shown them by using bullet points as well. But instead I thought I would make it a little more beautiful, and this is how I have represented it. This looks beautiful, right? 3 ideas, point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. Just assume that this is not step, this is point. Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. So this is how you represent it. Now for example, if you want to, let's say, highlight something. So for example, you want to say that step 2 is most important. So you've highlighted it, right? So don't have any filling, just have some outline and give a dash. Okay? And let's say we want to change the color of the outline to red. So this looks much more exciting. This clearly shows that, okay, second step is very, very important. And what you can also do is you can add something here. You can add, let's say, a call out. You can add something like a call out, right? So you can add something like a star here, which will clearly tell the viewer that this is very, very important. And obviously you can insert a text box also here. Everything is possible, right? Let's say I have inserted this, and I am saying that this is important. This is an important step, right? So all these things are possible. Fine. You can change the font, and as soon as you enter this, you can see a new tab which is called format, right? So you can clearly see how you can insert shapes, how you can work around with the shapes, right? Okay, fine. I've already shown you text box, how to enter a text box. A header and footer is something which is very simple. If you want to include on your on your slides date and time, for example, automatically it can be shown. Or if you want to, let's say, have some fixed or date and time, even that is possible. But let's say most of the times we don't need date and time on this, right? We don't need date and time. For example, let's just apply to all. So you can clearly see here, date has come, right? Let's see on all the slides. So date has come on the slide as well. Date has come on this slide as well. This slide as well. Clearly, we don't need the date and time for the moment. Okay, fine. So let's leave this. Now, what do we need at the most is slide number. If you want, you can have slide number, and obviously you don't want this slide number to be shown on the title slide, right? So let's see. See, this is the title slide. You don't want this to be shown on the title slide, and so there's no slide number here, right? But on slide number 2, you can clearly see a slide number, right? Here you can clearly see a slide number. So this is how you can create a slide number. Fine. You can also create a footer if you want. Let's say it can be anything. For example, it is Kabul Bano. This is also possible, right? So footer would be applied to all the slides. See? You can clearly see it on all the slides. If you want, you can keep it also on the title slide by just clicking on this. If you click on, if you don't select this option, it will be shown on the title slide as well. Right? See, it has appeared on the title slide as well. And you can obviously change the font and size and everything that you want. You can change everything. It is possible. Fine. So the things that we wanted to see here are date and time, which we've clearly seen. We have seen slide numbers. We have seen footers, notes and handouts. Okay, fine. So let me just tell you what notes and handouts are. Notes. So if you just see this, presentation here, beyond the just downwards, you will see notes here. Now, what is the purpose of a notes? If you just scroll it downwards, the purpose of a notes is, let's say I'm giving a presentation to the audience, and this is my presentation. There are some points here. Okay, fine. So let me just look at this. Look at this. This is the first point. This is the second point. This is the third point. So what I can do is in the notes is I can include any examples. For example, mention about student 1. So this is a reminder to me. For example, if I'm telling about this is my notes page. In short, this is my notes page. So when I see the slides, I can also see the notes, but the audience would not be able to see the notes. Only I can see the notes. So this is why notes are important. Okay, so you can change the notes. You can write anything in the notes, and then you can scroll it downwards if you don't need it. So this is what is let's say notes and handouts. Fine. So this is it. Word art typically goes with the title or with any let's say any text. If you want to have some stylish texts, you can insert any word text. For example, Kabul Bano. So obviously you can insert a lot of these, right? So we don't need clearly. I mean, all this is very simple. I mean, you can use a lot of these features. This is clearly not needed at the moment, right? So let's look at some of the other interesting things, which are comment. Comment is something which is interesting. Now, for example, there are two friends who are working on a project, right? And let's say Rohan and Vikas. These are the two students, Rohan and Vikas. Now, this presentation has been prepared by Rohan, and he has given this to Vikas for his feedback. Now, either he can give his feedback orally, or when he meets them, he can literally show that, okay, these are the mistakes. Now, just assume that both of them are not able to meet. So one of the other things that Vikas can do is write a comment. For example, he will select this and he will write a comment here, right? So you can see this, it is coming right here. So he will write a comment here. This shape does not look appropriate. So this is how it will be done, right? And so clearly the author of this presentation is Imtiaz, right? So, but suppose that Vikas has posted this. So Rohan will see this slide and he will see this comment and he will say, okay, fine. So he Vikas thinks that this slide is not appropriate, and whenever he wants to give it back, so he will ask, why do you think so? So again, this is fantastic. I mean, according to me, if a tool has some of these features, this is really amazing. This is really amazing, fine. So you can obviously you can delete this comment as well if you want. You can delete this comment easily. You just need to right click on it and then you have to select the option delete. So but this is very important, tool for collaboration within the same document. I clearly remember that when I was working, I used to write these 20 pages long research reports, and I used to send it to my manager for feedback. And the manager used to, let's say, write his comments on different passages. That okay, for Sandeep, please change this. Sandeep, this does not look nice. Can we rephrase this in a much better fashion? So comments features are very important, right? Okay, fine. So let's look at some other features, and so the other feature is obviously object. You can clearly insert a Microsoft Word document. You can clearly insert a Microsoft Excel sheet here, or you can insert any image or anything else, right? So let's say you want to create let's say an Excel sheet. You want to create an Excel sheet, right? So let's say Microsoft Excel 2003 Excel sheet, and you want to display it as an icon. Fine. So this is how it will show. This is how it will show, and you have to double click on it. Fine. So this is how you can insert something here. This is what is meant by object here. Equations, for example, many a times you need to insert a lot of equations, which you can clearly insert a lot of equations by clicking on it. Fine. It's not responding again, so just wait for some time. So yes, so you can clearly insert a lot of symbols, a lot of equations here, right? Okay, fine. So we have seen this. Now how can we insert a video? Again, a video is a very important thing. So we can insert a video from my PC. So let's look at where are my videos. So my videos are in courses, which I have created for BE students. So let's look at just one video. So let's say reading practice. Which one is that? It's not responding again. So just give me a moment. Once this works. So the point is that you can click on insert, and the video would be inserted here. See, you can see PowerPoint is inserting media. So how will this run? Yes. So this has, this is fantastic. This is really fantastic. You should clearly see this. I'm putting this on PowerPoint mode. See, how can you put the PowerPoint in the PowerPoint mode is just below. You can see notes, comments, normal, slide sorter. Slide sorter is this. Okay, I'll tell you what a slide sorter is. Reading view and slideshow. You just have to click on slideshow. Once you do that, it will be on a PowerPoint slide. It will be on a slideshow mode. So did you see all this? Now, this is the video page, right? You have inserted a video, right? So just imagine what we have done here. We have inserted a video. So let's say I'm explaining or you are explaining some topic to your audience, and instead of opening another file from another folder separately, you have inserted a video in this presentation itself, and it will play automatically as you just move with your presentation. It will play automatically. This is amazing. This is really amazing. So Microsoft PowerPoint has this amazing feature wherein you can insert a video as well. You can insert an online video as well. If you want, you can insert a video from, let's say, YouTube as well. YouTube is the most famous aggregator. So let's say you want Skillscape International. You want videos from Skillscape International, right? So you will get a lot of videos. For example, this is one video. This is one video that you can insert. This is amazing. This is truly amazing. Fine. So this has clearly been inserted here. And what you can do is you can just click on this PowerPoint mode and you can play this. This is this is taking some time, but what we'll do is we'll look at how to insert audio. Fine. We'll delete this first. So clicking on audio on my PC, you can actually look for audio files. If you have some audio files, for example, if you have some songs here, let me see if I have some songs here. Clearly, I don't have any songs currently. No, I don't have any songs currently, but what you can do is you can just click on this and you can insert any audio. If you want, you can have you can record audio as well. So just click on this and you are basically recording your sound, right? So this is fantastic. You have recorded your sound. If you want, you can play this as well. This is simply superb. If you want, you can record your computer screen as well. Fine. So and the related audio file can also be played. This is again a fantastic tool. Fine. So this needs this will need some separate. This will need some separate session. So again, clearly you don't need this for the moment right now, but these are fantastic tools, right? So far we have seen a lot of features. For example, how to insert a new slide, how to insert a table, how to insert pictures, then how to insert a text box, a comment, how to insert a header and footer, date, time, slide number, objects. These objects can be PowerPoint presentations, separate PowerPoint presentations, or Excel sheets, or even Word documents. How you can insert equations, symbols, video, audio, and screen recording. We haven't seen hyperlink. Hyperlink is essential, but again, this is clearly not used in a major way right now. So I'm not going to touch this for the moment. Action is something also which I'm not going to touch right now. So let's stop this video here, because this is the first part of the video and we have covered almost all the most important features. There are two other important features which we have not covered. These are smart art and charts, and I clearly felt that these two needed some separate focus. So I will treat this particular topic in a separate video, which is lesson 3.2, using the insert feature part 2. So hope to see you in that video, and thank you for listening to this part of the video. Thank you.